All right, so I got past the police officer. Welcome back. So I'm not quite at my destination yet. And so that girl I showed you a picture of, who's out there asking for money with a sign and shit, and the police drive right by. Just wallpaper to them. It's just wallpaper. Abandoned houses, no windows, trash everywhere, tires piled up on the corner. See the tires? Just wallpaper. So when I say that state, we'll just say New Jersey state law, code enforcement, things of that nature. Okay, so you're a resident, you're paying your taxes, you're current, right? What do? They hire a company to come out to assess your property taxes again. Okay, well, this is just me talking here. You have a property, you have a front lawn. Can't park your vehicle on your front lawn. Why? Because someone was listening to somebody complain about people parking their cars on the lawn, so now it's a code enforcement violation. So they actually have someone come around to break your balls on your private property for parking your vehicle on your lawn. But if you have gravel, you can park there. So, it has to be a multi-weather surface is what the code is written. So I was like, all right, well, I'll stone my whole front lawn. I'll put concrete down. But then they said, well, you have to have a certain amount of runoff per square footage of your blah, 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 drainage. Yeah, I'm sure. But what happened is one of their buddies or the mayor was complaining, or somebody like that kept complaining, and got a bunch of their buddies and enough people to squeak in someone's ear, and then they wrote the code enforcement to say, hey, now you can't park on your lawn. So now they hired these people to come out and reassess your property, right? Well, the guy comes to my house yesterday and wandering around the property like he owns the place. And you can't get into my backyard because it's locked and it's fenced in. And my father's home, but he's not the homeowner. And my dad, of course, didn't let him in because we don't know who this guy is. I don't care if he had a badge, a gun, and a piece of paper that says who he is. We've tried calling 2 weeks ago to schedule an appointment so they can come in while the owner is present for many reasons. Can't trust anyone, to be honest with you. So he acted like, it was the law that he could come in. And I'm scratching my head. I'm like, well, this is private property. It's fenced in and things are locked. So that means you can't be on private property unless you were invited or have permission from the landowner. And that would include the police, and that would include anyone, because they don't own your property. So it's trespassing. If you don't have permission to be on private property, then you're trespassing. No different than if you go to some place, say this lady's house, and you're standing on her property, and she asks you to move because you're trespassing on her private property. All right, and then the cops show up. The cops can you call the cops. Now you're inviting them to your property, so they're not trespassing. But if the cops just showed up and were wandering around your property for no reason, which it has happened, that's trespassing. But if you can be trespassed from private property. State and local owned things, you cannot be trespassed. If it's public, and you cannot be trespassed. You can look that up. But anyway, my point was, why aren't they putting things in place and enforcing them, right? So they'll enforce you parking your vehicle on your lawn because it's not an all-weather surface. But they won't enforce litter and trash in the local neighborhoods. And there's people who live here. People driving around with no license plate, parts falling off their cars, check engine light, loud. What else? People living on the streets and in the corner, people begging for money. They have so many other things that they put in place to keep it balanced, right? To keep the balance. Oh, here's a person out here clean up. I want to drive down the street and say hello to her. Well, since I'm over here in Philly anyway, what's the difference? Hi. Is it okay to record? No? Well, because I want to tell you something. I have a YouTube channel, and I drive through the city all the time, and you're the only person I ever see out here cleaning.
You see me every day?
No, I'm just saying, you're the only person I ever seen out here cleaning.
Oh, wow.
So I drive the boulevard, and there's shit and trash everywhere. Like, I'm just going to point over here. Trash in the yard. And I'm just speaking about why no one is taking the initiative, especially state and local law and police, to keep the neighborhoods clean, because you want a nice neighborhood, right? If you had an abandoned car out front of your house, you know where they would come knocking? On your front door, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just talking to people on my YouTube channel, and I respect that you don't want to be recorded.
Okay, let them know that people do care about this community.
And I'm from the city, so I know. And it breaks my heart to drive through here and see people living on the streets, begging for money, putting trash all over the place. But
Begging for money is
the city's not doing nothing about it.
The city's not doing nothing about it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. But they'll come get you for...
But 311 knows who I am, I tell you that much.
Yeah. They would come break your balls. Yep.
8 years. 8 years. But it's coming together.
Very nice.
People notice it.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, so she didn't want to be recorded. I respect that. She's the only person I seen out here cleaning up. How about that? The only person. And there is trash everywhere on her street. And kudos to her. Very, very, very respectful when she did that. So now I lost where I gotta go. So let me just turn around. And not everybody wants to be recorded. But like she said, they know who she is, right? And if she was fucking up, they'd come and get her in a heartbeat. You know that. There's people fucking up all over the place. And especially local and state law and code enforcement. There's a lot of people not doing their job, and this could be a better neighborhood. The junkies could be off the streets. The trash could all end, but no one's doing nothing about it.